Hello and welcome back to Comic Issues Daily, the show that brings you more news from the Bugle or the planet. I'm Bryant, and today we got cancellations, casting news, industry shakeups, and some incredible market movers from the CovrPrice Daily Shakers. Let's dive right in. All right, before we do that though, please want to make mention of the GoFundMe to support Brandon Mon Comics and his family, who lost their house in a house fire a couple weeks ago. Here's the link to the GoFundMe. Please check that out. Please give if you can. All right, now let's get into the news. First thing we got for you today is from Bleeding Cool, Rich Johnson. They have reported that DC Comics has officially pulled the plug on Green Arrow, with the current series ending at issue 31. The title launched in 2023 under Joshua Williamson as part of the Dawn of DC initiative that was praised early for reuniting Oliver Queen with Black Canary, Connor Hawke, and Roy Harper. But despite strong fan enthusiasm for the character's return after Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, the book couldn't maintain the sales momentum needed to survive in DC's crowded publishing slate. The cancellation fits a larger pattern for Oliver Queen, who has had solo adventures rebooted, relaunched, and retooled more often than most DC icons. From Mike Grell's celebrated Longbow Hunters run in the late 1980s to Kevin Smith's high-profile revival in the early 2000s, Green Arrow's publishing history is a full stop and a start. Issue 31 now joins the list of last issues fans will remember, and collectors may begin to eye it as a minor key in the character's legacy. Whether this marks a true endpoint or a setup for a relaunch in 2026 remains to be seen. This cancellation also raises bigger questions about DC's current publishing direction. With the lines increasingly dominated by Batman-related books and Superman's refreshed lines, there's less room for mid-tier heroes like Green Arrow. If Ollie's books couldn't hold on just after 2 years, fans may wonder what it means for characters like Aquaman, Hawkman, or Zatanna. For now, readers will have to wait for DC to announce whether Green Arrow will return in a new format or remain in a limbo once again. What do you think? Is DC cutting too deep, or was Green Arrow doomed in today's market? Drop your thoughts below in the comments, and let's talk about Ollie's future. All right, and then Comicbook.com's Aaron Pierre reported that James Gunn has once again reshaped the expectations for the DCU, stressing that the franchise's timeline was never meant to be rigid. Speaking directly about the development of Superman Man of Tomorrow, Gunn confirms that the project wasn't even part of the original slate when he and Peter Safran first unveiled the Gods and Monsters lineup in 2023. Instead, he framed the edition as part of a larger creative strategy where quality takes precedence over deadlines. Gunn defended the shifting nature of the plan, reminding fans that studio reality and film production challenges inevitably force changes. He contrasts this with the past Warner Brothers decision that often rushed projects in an attempt to compete with Marvel. By emphasizing flexibility, Gunn argues that the DCU's long-term health depends on allowing creators the time they need to deliver films that resonate. But Gunn made clear that it reflects strategy, not instability. The larger takeaway is that fans should expect an evolving DCU slate with even flagship films subject to adjustments. While some may view these changes as delays or setbacks, Gunn positions them as evidence of a more deliberate creator-first approach. For a franchise that has struggled with rushed rollouts and uneven quality, that reassurance could be exactly what the DCU needs. Do you think Gunn's flexible approach builds trust, or does it risk losing momentum with fans eager for consistency? Let me know your thoughts below. Me personally, I enjoyed the Superman movie, so if I can enjoy another Superman movie pretty soon, I'm all for it. And then we got CBR Noah Dominguez reported that Brie Larson is set to reprise her role as Carol Danvers, better known as Captain Marvel, in a future Marvel Cinematic Universe project, probably Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. While Marvel Studio hasn't confirmed which film she'll appear in, speculation points towards the new Avengers installment. Um, the news puts to rest lingering questions about Larson's MCU future following the release of Marvels in 2023. Larson's time as Captain Marvel has been pivotal for the MCU's cosmic arc. Her solo film Captain Marvel from 2019 crossed $1 billion mark worldwide, and she played a key role in Avengers Endgame. However, the Marvels faced a rocky reception and struggled at the box office, leading some to wonder whether Marvel would continue investing in the character. The latest reports suggest that Marvel sees Carol Danvers as too important to sideline, even as the studio rebalances its lineup. For fans, this signals that Captain Marvel will remain a cornerstone for Marvel's larger narrative going forward. A return to Larson would also strengthen the connective tissue of the MCU cosmic side, which has included Guardians of the Galaxy, Eternals, and upcoming projects still in development. Whether she leads the charge in another solo outing or takes part in an ensemble, her return reinforces that Marvel isn't walking away from one of its most powerful heroes. Are you excited to see Brie Larson's Captain Marvel back in the MCU? Or do you think Marvel should move in a new direction? Share your thoughts in the comments. All right. And then we got from bleedingcool.com's Rich Johnson has reported that industry chatter is heating up about Brian Michael Bendis' potential return to Marvel Comics in 2026. The timing has many pointing towards a possible New York Comic Con announcement. Though nothing has been confirmed, Bendis has spent the last several months at DC, where he oversaw titles like Superman, Action Comics, and Young Justice. That's in the past couple of years. But his output has slowed recently, leaving fans wondering what's next for the writer. Bendis is one of the most influential creators in the modern era, having co-created characters like Miles Morales, Jessica Jones, and Riri Williams. At Marvel, he also wrote, those were for Marvel, and he did those in the Ultimate Spider-Man, Avengers, House of M, Secret Invasion, and other stories. His move to DC in 2028 was billed as a major industry coup at the time, so any potential return to Marvel would be seen as a creative homecoming. If this gossip proves true, it could mark a major shift for Marvel's publishing strategy heading into 2026, with anniversary events and line-wide relaunches always on the horizon. Bringing Bendis back into the fold would not only re-energize characters he helped define, but also signal Marvel's willingness to lean on proven voices. For now, it remains an unconfirmed report, but one that could turn into one of the biggest announcements of the convention season. Would you like to see Bendis back at Marvel, or should the publisher focus on fresh voices instead? Let me know in the comments. And then, Bleeding Cool's Rich Johnson also reports that starting in December of 2025, Image Comics will give comic book shops a major advantage. Graphic novels will arrive in direct market 27 days before they hit Amazon or other mass market bookstores. The initiative, handled through Lunar Distribution, is designed to reward loyal comic shops and give them a meaningful edge against the online retail giants that have long dominated trade sales. For years, comic shops have struggled to compete with Amazon's deep discount and quick access to collected editions. By prioritizing the direct market, Image is sending a message about the value of supporting local retailers. This shift could be especially impactful for best-selling Image titles like Saga, Monstrous, and Invincible, which thrive in trade paperback format. Fans who want the latest collection as soon as possible will now need to head to their local shop first. The move may also set a precedent for how publishers think about strategy of release windows. If successful, Image's model could inspire other companies to rethink their strategy and prioritize comic shops in a similar way. At a time where retail landscape is challenging for small business, even a 4-week head start could make a noticeable difference. Do you think this will help comic shops stay competitive, or will Amazon's pricing still win in the long run? Share your thoughts below. And then ComicsPRO.com's Adam Barnhart reports that Spider-Man's Road Gallery is getting a major new addition as Marvin Prondom Jones III has been cast as Lonnie Lincoln, better known as Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day. This will be the villain's first live-action appearance in Marvel Cinematic Universe, nearly 4 decades after his comic debut in Web of Spider-Man 36 from 1988. Created by Gary Conway and Alex Sobek, Jones, best known for a standout role as Tobias Whale on Black Lightning, brings serious credibility to the role of the Harlem-based crime boss. Tombstone has long been a fixture in Spider-Man comics, known for his chilling albinoist appearance, ruthless personality, and superhuman strength and durability. Over the years, he's been a recurring antagonist, not just for Peter Parker, but also within Marvel's larger street-level crime stories. The character has appeared in several animated adaptations, including Spider-Man the Animated Series and Spectacular Spider-Man. But fans have been waiting decades to see him in live action, see his live-action moment. Bringing Tombstone into the MCU adds depth to Spider-Man's corner of the universe at a time when Marvel has been leaning on familiar villains. With Jones stepping into the role, Marvel Studios signals that Brand New Day will focus on grounded, street-level threats alongside the cosmic and multiversal storylines dominating other franchises. For fans, it's a fresh take that could breathe new life into Spider-Man's big screen adventures. Are you excited to see Tombstone finally join the MCU, or were you hoping for another classic Spidey villain to get the spotlight? Let me know below. And then ICV2 staff reports that DC Comics will collect Tom Taylor's Titan run into a massive hardcover omnibus set for release in the summer of 2026. The collection will include the first 18 issues, along with annuals and tie-in material, all bound in an oversized format, launched during the Dawn of DC initiative in 2023. Taylor's series positioned the Titans as Earth's premier superhero following the events of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth. Taylor's Titans quickly earned praise for its balance of large-scale superhero storytelling and character-driven dynamics, with Nightwing stepping into the leadership role alongside Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, and Donna Troy, Beast Boy. The book successfully reestablished the team as more than just the sidekicks of the Justice League. The omnibus signals that DC recognizes the run's importance in shaping the post-crisis landscape of its universe. Collected editions like this become a vital part of how publishers preserve landmark stories, and the decision to omnibize Taylor's Titans place it on the same shelf as modern classics from Batman and Superman for collectors and fans who want the full story in one volume. This omnibus offers some accessibility and prestige. Will you add Tom Taylor's omnibus or Titans omnibus to your collection? Do you prefer sticking with single issues and trades? Let me know in the comments. And then ICV2's staff also reports that ComicsPRO, the trade organization representing comic book retailers, will hold its 2026 annual meeting in Glendale, California. The event is scheduled for February 19th through the 21st of 2026 at the Marriott Glendale, and it will bring together shop owners, publishers, distributors, and other industry professionals. The gathering is expected to once again serve as the major forum for discussing the state of the comic book market and the challenges facing retailers. The ComicsPRO meeting have become increasingly influential in shaping industry direction. Publishers like Marvel, DC, and Image frequently use the event to debut major announcements, share previews of upcoming publishing initiatives, and engage directly with the retail community. The 2025 meeting in Pittsburgh highlights issues such as distribution hurdles and supply chain management, while also focusing on retailer support during a turbulent sales year. The Glendale event is expected to build on those conversations with new strategies for stabilizing the growing direct market. For retailers, ComicsPRO offers a rare chance to voice concerns directly to the publisher while also networking with peers across the industry. By returning to California, the event is likely to see a strong turnout from West Coast publishers and creators. With ongoing questions about how to balance digital growth, bookstore competition, and direct market sustainability, the 2026 meeting could be one of the most pivotal gatherings in recent years. Do you think the meeting like ComicsPRO are making a difference for comic shops, or are publishers still too disconnected from retailers' needs? Let me know. And also, I'd like to say hello to Kenneth Berg. Thank you for being here, Kenneth. How are you doing today? And then comic book. Here's your CovrPrice Daily Shakers report. CovrPrice has reported that today's Daily Shaker list is loaded with Silver Age and key issue sales, led by Amazing Spider-Man #1 from 1962, a graded CGC 6.5 copy of the Jack Kirby Classic was bought for $13,200, underscoring just how consistent early Spider-Man keys remain in the market. Other outstanding Marvel debuts, including Submariner #1 from 1968 at a CGC 9.8, is sold for $7,200, and an Iron Man #1 from 1968 in a CGC 9.4 pulled in $5,407, both proving that collector demand for first solo issues hasn't slowed down. Villain first appearances also made waves in the Shakers. Fantastic Four #5 from 1962, the first appearance of Dr. Doom. No idea why this one's popping off right now. Saw a CGC 5.0 sell for $4,920, while an Amazing Spider-Man #3 from 1963, which introduced Dr. Octopus, hit $4,800 in a CGC 6.5. On the DC side, Batman #181 from 1966, the first appearance of Poison Ivy, climbed to $3,550 in a CGC 8.5. These results highlight how villain keys are keeping pace with hero debuts, cementing their status as essential pieces of any serious collection. Modern and Bronze Age books also stood tall on the list. Invincible #1 from 2003 sold for $3,250 in a CGC 9.5, continuing its climb as a modern grail thanks to Robert Kirkman's enduring franchise. Daredevil #1 from 1964 hit $3,120 in a CGC 5.0, while Amazing Spider-Man 108 from 1972 reached $3,000 at a pristine 9.8 CGC 9.8, rounding out the list. Showcase #22 from 1959, the first appearance of Hal Jordan as Green Lantern, also achieved $2,760 in a CGC 3.5. From Marvel's earliest days to DC Silver Age revamp, today's Shakers make it clear that key issues across eras continue to command top-tier prices. Which of these books would you most want in your collection? Spidey's debut, Doom's first appearance, or a modern grail like Invincible 1? Let me know. And also, just wanted to make a shout out. Today's episode is sponsored by Ron's Comic Closet. Your one-stop shop for graded books. He has graded books. He has new books. He has back issues. Don't forget, you can get 20% off your first purchase with Ron if you use code IHaveIssues at checkout. And you can go there and start your collection today. And also, this Sunday, I will be interviewing Brian LCS on my Comic Channel Origins live stream, where we talked to Brian about how he grew his channel from zero to where he is now. And also, since we'll be talking to Brian, we can talk to him about the origin and creation of the CBC Awards. So that should be pretty interesting. Please check that out if you get a chance. That'll be Sunday coming up at 6 p.m. Central or 7 p.m. Eastern. And so that's going to be a wrap. That's going to wrap things up for today's Comic Issues Daily. Thank you for hanging out with me and diving into all the latest news. Be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment on which story stood out to you the most. And remember, here at Comic Issues Daily, we've always got more news than the Bugle or the Planet, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.